Hello, everyone. Today, I'm gonna pour myself a beverage and we're gonna have a little chat. Now, won't we? Is that enough alcohol to keep me from going insane? Who knows? Oh my God. Today, I would like to just go ahead and, now that the situation is months old, dig it back up for one last time, not because I want to revive old drama, but because people keep still using it as some sort of argument against me whenever I say anything. Not everyone, the vocal minority. And that is, I say some sort of opinion, and then people say, oh. So let's take a look at the situation one last time. This will be my last time talking about it, but I feel like it's important to just clear up some of the common misconceptions from my videos. There were 3 videos. The first one, Kero the Wolf is innocent. The next one, I was wrong about Kero the Wolf, and the thumbnail says, my apology. And the next one, Kero the Wolf may be guilty, and Nas Hyena is ignorant. And then I have Kero, Mythical Red Fox, and Nas Hyena, and it says morons. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? I was browsing Twitter, as one does, right? And I saw the expose tweet about Kero the Wolf. Now I'm going to divulge some information that I haven't divulged before involving my involvement with this situation and whatnot. And I just turned the heat on and it's getting warm in here. So the first thing that I did after seeing that expose tweet, I'd show it on the screen, but you all know what I'm talking about. The original tweet, I think it's even gone now. I don't know, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. So I'm doing most of this from memory, okay? But you all know what I'm talking about. The first thing that I did was I messaged Kero the Wolf on Twitter. Now I'm going to show you what I said to him because I think it's very important that a lot of people see this. Okay, the reason that I messaged Kero before we go into what I actually said was because this is exactly how the whole situation with Spoctor theory started out. There was a bunch of videos made, and I reached out to Spoctor with a message, and I said pretty much the same thing that I said to Kero here. But there's a big difference in what happened, okay? Let me just read you what I said to Kero here. You can take a look with me. I said, hey Kero, what the heck is up? It's your boy, Pkrussl. Anyways, I saw those crazy screenshots recently and I have reason to believe they're fake. And I know you already said they were fake. I'm willing to possibly make a video completely shutting this down like I did with my Spoctor theory video, but it will only work if you are 100% innocent of everything you've been accused of. So I need to hear it from you. Are you 100% innocent of everything? If so, message me and we can work on something. And he responded by saying, I'm 100% innocent. I would never do these things. And so we exchanged information and we chatted about it. I talked to Kero the Wolf about this situation before making any videos because it's important to hear every side of every argument, right? Now, the difference between how Kero responded and how Spoctor responded is pretty weird. Spoctor told me that he was guilty. Obviously, that wasn't true, right? Kero told me that he was innocent. Now, I'm not saying that saying that you're innocent means that you're guilty. That's not what I'm saying. It means a lot more once we get into my conversations with Kero later on, my voice conversations. That's when it gets kind of weird, okay? So before even making any of these videos, I was under the impression that Kero the Wolf was 100% innocent because honestly, at the very beginning of the situation, before anyone knew anything at all, okay, these accusations were just as flimsy as the ones with Spoctor. And I saw the holes in them. And I saw that anything that was presented could have been faked, you know? And I wanted to make a video about it. So I talked with Kero about the whole situation, got his side of the story, and that is where this video came from. I discussed with him the things that I thought were fake. I discussed with him the things that I thought, might have been manufactured, so on and so forth. A lot of people like to say that I defended Kero. What they mean by that is they mean that I defended the things that he was accused of. These kinds of things, right? That was never the case. Any defending of Kero the Wolf that I did, I was defending him against accusations that I was under the impression were false. I would never defend someone who actually did those things You know what I'm saying? I would never do that. People like to take these videos that I made as if I'm excusing those actions, which isn't the case at all. My videos were saying that I believe that those actions might be false. They might have not happened the way that it was being accused of happening. A big problem that a lot of people had was with the title, Kero the Wolf is innocent. That's like the #1 issue that people had with this video. It's too hot in here. So why did I title it in this way? Well, there's a good number of reasons. Here's a couple. You don't have to agree with me, right? But here's why I titled it the way that I did from my perspective. #1, it's clickbait. Okay? A title that says Kero the Wolf is innocent after just being accused of all these things, that draws people in. It gets the views, right? And there were 2 reasons why I wanted that to happen. #1, I wanted people to be drawn in so that they could see what I had to say and hear another perspective that they probably would have never looked at had I not titled it this way. If I had titled it, Kero the Wolf might be innocent, or, oh, I don't think Kero the Wolf is guilty, all the people who already believe that Kero the Wolf is guilty would not have even given that the time of day. But since this is an outrageous title, it's a completely outrageous, sensational title, I knew that people were gonna click on it. Another thing was I know how this community works, the furry community. After dealing with the Spoctor situation and after seeing several upon several accusations in similar situations playing out, I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know that a lot of people are just gonna look at my title and run with it. They're gonna take the title, they're not gonna watch the video. So this title was a good way for me to know who actually watched the video and who did not watch the video, because anyone looking at the title would say, oh, Parker thinks that Kero the Wolf is innocent. But if you watch the video, I clearly say in the video that we don't have enough information to know for sure. Kero the Wolf is innocent until proven guilty is the point of the video, right? So I know that all the people who took that title and said that I was saying that he was completely 100% innocent, there's no way he could have been guilty, they didn't watch my video. That's a very easy way to tell who actually watched it and who didn't. And that's another reason why I did it. So we wanted to draw people in to see another perspective, and we wanted to figure out who actually watched the video and who didn't watch the video. So the argument is, why didn't you just title it something accurate that said, oh, Kero the Wolf might be innocent, or Kero the Wolf might not be guilty? Why didn't you title it like that? Well, the thing is I expect people to not just look at the title, I expect them to watch the whole video, regardless of what the title is. This title was there just to stir things up, right? And it worked. Over 100,000 views. And what it did was it exposed the people who are prone to making these accusations for having an extremely huge bias against whoever they don't like at the moment, because they kept sharing my video saying, haha, look at this guy defend Kero. He's saying that he's innocent, you know? They obviously didn't watch the video. So let's look at a clip from this video that anyone who watched the whole video would have seen, and you can see exactly what I said in my video. This little part sums it up entirely. There's just no reasonable way it's faked. I mean, you're saying, oh, it's possible someone could have faked it, but it would have taken a lot of effort. Therefore, it wasn't faked. That's not how it works. It is totally possible that someone faked it. Someone hacked it and faked all the chat logs. It's that simple. It's totally possible that that could have happened. Which means that it's impossible to confirm for 100% sure that Kero is behind any of this. Because it is possible that hackers are behind it. You can't just assume that someone is guilty. You can't do that. I'm just disappointed in everyone that you all just jump to conclusions no better than the animation meme community. Ridiculous. It's disappointing and it's disheartening that this could easily happen to anyone. You can be accused of something, and if they can't disprove the accusations because they're too goddamn open-ended, then they must be true, even though you can't prove that the accusations are true either. It's impossible to prove either way, so we just assume. And don't get me wrong, it is impossible to prove that these accusations aren't true, but we have to assume that they are not true until they are proven 100% true. Otherwise, we risk being wrong and ruining someone's life who may be innocent. You see how that works? That's why we have the concept of innocence until proven guilty. While it might be possible that it's all true, it's much more likely that Kero was actually hacked, that all the screenshots were hacked, were faked, were photoshopped, something along those lines, and that it's all just not real. It's just someone who hates Kero, wants to make him look bad. Yeah, you got an interview with Shane Dawson. Oh, That should have been me. I'm destroying you. It's impossible to prove anything, which is why we have to assume that Kero is innocent. Anyone who believes otherwise is making an assumption of guilt. There's no other way to come to that conclusion than assuming something. And if we're going to assume anything, it has to be innocence. Because otherwise you risk being wrong. So that's the gist of the whole video, summed up in that one little part. Anyone who actually watched the video saw that. Anyone who didn't watch the video and just looked at the title did not see that. So after this video, we had people on Twitter. This is all so long ago that I lost track of where all my screenshots went off to. But I mean, you all saw it. People trying to attack me, people coming after me for defending which never once did I do at all. Remember, I was under the impression that he was completely innocent, right? And another thing that people said, which is kind of weird, is a lot of people said, innocence until proven guilty is just a thing in the government. That doesn't mean that it has to apply outside of the government. That's just for the court of law, not for the court of public opinion. Well, that's true. Innocence until proven guilty is something that happens in the court system, and it's enforced in the court system. It's not enforced in public perception, right? But that's what it should be. It should be enforced in the public perception. You should be considered innocent until you're proven guilty without a doubt of something, because otherwise your life will be ruined, even if it's not true, you know? There's a very good reason why that is in place in the government. Just because it's only legally enforced in the government and not outside of the government doesn't mean that we shouldn't apply that same logic to everything as the general population. It's a very good thing. The reason that exists in the United States court system is because people who came to the United States to first settle it, they were tired of being accused of things and considered guilty until they could disprove it. You know, that's why it exists. Exactly what happened to those people is happening to people like Kero, you know, happening to people like Spoctor, right? You're guilty until proven innocent, which is ridiculous. All I need to do is I need to accuse anyone of, or, oh, I accuse you of this. And until they disprove it, everyone will think that it's true. If I make some Twitter expose, a giant Twitter thread, doesn't matter how flimsy it is, if I accuse them of it and it gets spread around enough, that's what people are gonna think, no matter how true it is or not. They're gonna assume guilt until proven innocent. And that's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because it's literally just as simple as me saying, this person did this thing to me that is bad, and it will cause outrage. And it's especially prevalent in the furry community, more so than any other community I've been a part of. That's why I knew what to title the video. I knew exactly the reaction I was gonna get from it, and so on and so forth, because I know how it works. It's different than any other community. People are so quick to call people out. They're so quick to jump to conclusions before even knowing the situation fully. Despite all that, you know, my video performed very well in terms of the like to dislike ratio. That's a pretty big dislike ratio, but I mean, it has way more likes than dislikes. Those dislikes come from people who looked at the title and said, nope, and just gave it a dislike. They didn't watch the whole video. And those same people went on Twitter ranting about it. What this shows me here, this like to dislike ratio, is that it shows me that most people agreed with what I was saying, that we should wait until there's more stuff that comes out to know whether something is true or not. You can't just jump to conclusions. Most people agree with that. The thing is, this is the concept of the vocal minority. This vocal minority here is much louder than this not vocal majority. These are the people who make Twitter rants, who make Twitter exposés, who call people out on Twitter. These are the people who don't care. They just, they sit back passively. They never bring up drama, you know, because they just don't care. They're much more relaxed people. They don't get involved with stuff like this. The most involvement they do is give a like on a video that they agree with, right? The thing is, this culture of calling people out, this culture of ruining someone's career, most people do not like that. It's just you never hear from those people. It's all manufactured outrage from this vocal minority. And that's exactly what it was with this situation. That's what it is with most situations that have a lot of outrage. Really, most people don't care. They don't care. Either that or they don't agree with it. The thing is, they don't tweet about it. They don't tweet that they don't care. They don't tweet that they don't agree with it. The people who are very vocal They are quick to tweet, oh, I disagree with this video. This is so toxic. So let's look at some of the comments on here. General Turd, a name that fits very well with the intention of this comment here, says, yeah, the evidence is piling up, buddy. I don't think you want to keep this argument up much longer. Now, the thing is, whatever evidence he's talking about was not available at the time of making this video. The new evidence, you can't just go back and retroactively edit an old video to include new stuff. That's not how it works. At the time of making this video, we knew almost nothing, right? We knew almost nothing. And the argument that he's talking about, what argument? The argument that we should wait to see more before we jump to conclusions? What do you mean? That argument is always a good argument. We should wait before jumping to conclusions. That's the argument that I was making. Lone says, you are just patently incorrect. I never filed a patent for this video, so your only refutation is that you can't prove he did it. Well, you can't prove your side either. My side is showing why everything that's been presented might be false. I never proved innocence of any kind. I didn't have any proof that he was innocent. The whole point of the video was to show the holes in all the arguments that we had at the time that this video was released. The fact that you can't prove he did it is all you need to not assume that he's guilty. That's the whole point of the video. You can't prove that he did it. That is my only refutation. That's all that you need to not jump to conclusions, is that you can't prove that he did it. If I accuse you, Lone, of is your only refutation to say that you can't prove that you did it? Because how are you gonna prove that you didn't do it? When the day comes that you're falsely accused of something, I hope you remember that you said this. Because if your only argument is that you can't prove that you did it, then I mean, you're just completely contradicting what you're saying here. There is far more evidence supporting that he did do it than he didn't. That's not how it works. That's not really... There could be tons of evidence showing that someone might have done something, but unless it's proof, 100% proof, undeniable proof, you can't just assume that it's true. If there's room for error, you need to acknowledge it. You can't just assume guilt. And what is he supposed to do? How do you prove, like, if someone accuses you of, how do you prove that you didn't do that? Do you have to constantly have a camera rolling in your home to show that you have never interacted with an animal in that way? Like, how are you supposed to prove that you didn't do that? How are you supposed to even do that? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate hearing your side of the story. It's not my side of the story. There's no side of the story. I'm not on a side. There's no side. I'm just saying that the stuff that's been presented might not be true. I'm showing the holes in the arguments. I'm not on a side. I'm not on the Kero is innocent side. I never was. But because allegations are so common, I can never tell who's telling the truth. That's true. There's so much stuff going on all the time. So much misinformation being spread. It's almost impossible to even know what's true and what's not anymore. And that's how it is, not just in this community, but in the whole world. Like with the whole MAGA hat teens and the Native American guy. Turns out everything that the media reported was completely false. They completely made up this story about how these kids were harassing this guy, but when you watch the actual video, it's kind of the opposite almost, you know? There's just so much information that gets pumped out, you can never really find out what's actually true or not. If Kero was really framed, I feel bad for the guy. I never said that he was framed. I said he might have been. All these scenarios that I gave in this video, they were all possible scenarios. The reason I gave them, and I made it very clear that they were just possible, not that they actually were real, was so that we could have people think critically about this whole situation. It's very possible, you know, at the time of this video, with all that we knew, it was very possible that someone could have manufactured all this. It was very shaky. It was shaky as hell, you know? I just wanted to show that there's more options than just saying, he's guilty. You know, this video doesn't prove anything, and there are videos of Kero performing acts of with his face shown. Stop defending a criminal. First of all, I have yet to see a video that actually shows Kero's face at all. There are videos of this kind of action happening, but nothing actually shows Kero's face that I have seen to this day. I haven't seen anything that actually shows his face. This video doesn't prove anything. It's not supposed to prove anything. It's supposed to show the holes in the arguments. The purpose is not to say, this is undeniable proof that Kero is innocent. It's supposed to say, this is why your accusations are shaky and there's a lot of holes in them. That's the point of the video. Stop defending a criminal. Jumping to conclusions. You know? But there's literally video proof of him, his dog, like an actual video. No! There's a video of someone doing that to a dog, but there's no proof that it's actually him. No face is shown. Not a single face is ever shown. Well, there are faces shown, but they're not his face. That I've seen, at least. So what I noticed is that, you know, the video worked out the way that I wanted it to work out. Like, most people understood what I was saying, but there's still this extremely vocal minority here who just doesn't get it. So what did I do in response to that? I made this video where I said, I was wrong about Kero the wolf. And it says, my apology. People like Mythical Red Fox fell for this one too. A lot of people fell for this one. This is another clickbait right here. The title is clickbait. This thumbnail is clickbait. I pretended to cry for this thumbnail. And people like Mythical Red Fox, this is actually what he said. He tweeted out something where he said that I had a fake apology video where I pretended to fake cry in the video. That's not at all what happens. That was again so that I could see who actually watched the video and who didn't watch the video. This was to draw people in who thought that I was defending him, right? And saying that he was 100% innocent. So they would be like, oh, he was wrong. Why was he wrong? He's admitting that he was wrong. So they would click on the video. But it had another dual purpose for the extremists who just didn't want to have any of it. They just looked at the title, looked at the thumbnail and said, oh, his apology video. I didn't apologize for anything in the video. Let's take a look. So a few days ago, I published this video. Despite the overwhelmingly positive reception, there was quite a bit of controversy. This controversy is caused by people hearing what I say and then completely just scrambling my words around in their head and spitting out nonsense. It's like they didn't even watch the video at all. I never apologized for anything in this video. I just doubled down because because I didn't say anything wrong in the video. There was nothing that I said that was wrong because I wasn't proving anything. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I was just showing the holes in the arguments. And this video just goes ahead and explains that for 20 minutes. And if you look at the like to dislike ratio, the likes are much higher than the first video because more people listened this time around than the first time around. You know, you still have that vocal minority, but with each subsequent video, the like to dislike ratio gets increasingly better as I further explain myself. And of course, in the comments, we still have the same stupid stuff. Imagine unironically defending someone who and beats puppies. Yes, that's exactly what I did. Yeah. Remember this when I was under the impression that he was 100% innocent, right? Remember that? That's not what I was doing. I was unironically defending someone against what I thought was false accusations. That's what I was doing. I wasn't defending the crimes that were accused. I would never do that. It was not to prove Kero the wolf innocent. Title of the video, Kero the wolf is innocent. This person did not watch the video. They didn't watch this video because if they watched it, they would have heard the part where I said that it's impossible to prove either way. I did not say Kero was innocent. Title of the video, Kero the wolf is innocent. People are so hung up on the title. I knew that would happen. That's why I made the title this way. Because it's so easy to tell who watched the video and who didn't watch the video. The title wasn't misleading. It was Kero is innocent. As in innocent until proven guilty. This guy lies about as well as he washes his face. I mean, I literally showed you the clip from the first video where I said, it's impossible to prove either way. That we can't prove either way, right? I mean, what was I lying about? Also, you gotta love how, this is something that I see a lot. People who, you know, who disagree with what I'm saying, their only way to come back at me is by saying that I have pimples on my face. That's what a lot of people do. They call me pizza face, so on and so forth, as if that invalidates the words coming out of my pimple-filled mouth. It doesn't. It doesn't have any effect on the truth of my words at all. Adding those three words has a completely different connotation because saying someone is innocent until proven guilty is the implication that there's a likelihood they're not innocent at all. Conversely, innocent just by itself is basically definitive. No, you don't just look at a title of a video. You are expected to watch the video. That's like looking at the title of a book and assuming what is in the book without reading it. The title is clickbait. It's obviously clickbait. Just like the title of the video we're looking at right now is clickbait. It's meant to draw people in, and it's meant to show who actually watched the video and who didn't. 162 likes. I mean, what the hell? How can you make a clickbait title then be shocked and call people idiots when they think you're defending him. I'm not shocked. That's exactly what I knew was gonna happen. That's why I made the title the way that I made it. Because I knew that would happen. That's why I did it. It's a very easy way to separate the people who watched the video and who didn't watch the video. So people's reactions were exactly as I expected them to be with both videos. And now I made a third video. This one, Kero the Wolf may be guilty and Nas Hyena is ignorant. So Mythical Red Fox was a big person featured in this video. Well, he's not a big person, but he's a big part of the video. Just constantly tweeting out stupid stuff about my video. Go watch this video if you want to see it. I'm not going to go through the video or anything. You can just go watch them if you want to do that. The point of this video was to show how people in the community reacted to my videos and how they were just completely wrong about everything. They completely missed the point of my videos. It's almost like they didn't even watch it at all. And you had people like Nas Hyena spreading that misinformation about me, about what I said in my videos, and completely taking me out of context, representing me in a not true way, you know? That was the point of this video. And if we look, the like to dislike ratio is even better. It just continues to get better as I talk more about it. And that's happening because people are realizing that this vocal minority is being stupid, and I keep showing that they're being stupid about it. More and more people are starting to agree with me as I continue making videos about the whole thing. Now, because I made this video about Mythical Red Fox, he took it upon himself to start a crusade against me, going as far to try to destroy my life with false accusations, terrible false accusations against me. He even uploaded a video on Christmas trying to take me down. And that's where this video in the suggested comes from. It's like, because I showed that he was being stupid, he tried to end my career, and it failed spectacularly, and it backfired spectacularly, because the exact things that he was accusing me of, he was doing himself. But I'm not gonna get into that here. You can go watch those videos if you wanna watch those videos. So why am I making this video? Why am I talking about all this now, you know? It's because in every video that I've posted since this whole situation, I've had a couple comments on each of my videos saying, yeah, well, you defended Kero, you know? People still just completely not understanding anything at all about my involvement with this situation or anything. People went as far, it's like Mythical Red Fox, went as far as to try to destroy my entire life just because I made this video where I said that Kero the Wolf might be innocent and that we shouldn't jump to conclusions. That prompted him to try to destroy my entire life. Not just him, but several other people. It's all because of this video that clearly none of them even watched. Because as I've already shown, if you watch the damn video, in the video I say that it can't be proven either way, but the reason that I'm talking about all this is because we can't just jump to conclusions based off of shaky evidence. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people react to things like this. Right? Before I came along in the furry community, any accusation that was thrown out there was just blindly believed by everyone, right? Except for people on the far right spectrum, like the alt-right spectrum, the actual alt-right people, not the fake alt-right people. Everyone likes to call people who don't agree with them alt-right, but like the actual alt-right people, people such as Pkrussl, you know, before I came along, those are the only people who would say, oh, I don't believe that these accusations are true. They're dumbasses. Those people are stupid. There's never been someone who came along who isn't stupid, who's done what I've done here. This is the first time this community has seen someone who's not a dumbass trying to bring in some just common sense and logic. And people are agreeing with what I'm saying. No one likes this type of call-out culture. No one likes this expose culture. Everyone thinks it's bullshit. It's the vocal minority who keeps perpetuating it. Those are the same people who call everyone toxic, but they're themselves the most toxic people around. I always say, if you unironically call someone toxic, you're probably toxic yourself. So what happened? What happened after this video? Well, after this video, a lot of stuff went down. I'm gonna go to the restroom. So throughout the whole duration of this whole thing, I was talking to Kero the Wolf the whole time, like almost every day, about the situation, because I needed to learn more from his perspective to see what was going down. And it was after the Kothrix video where everything just kind of got weird. It just got weird. You know, when I was talking to Kero at the beginning of this whole thing, what he said was everything is 100% not true. I'm not guilty at all. You know, but as we kept talking, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but like 4 different times, he told me that he lied about something, right? Someone posted that he was following this person on Twitter who posted what looked like medical pictures of real life animals. You know how they have a camera that's on like a tube that they put in an animal's mouth and run it down when they have a medical issue they need to see inside? They do that with humans also, but he was following a Twitter account that posted those images. You know, Kero is into vor. Everyone knows that, right? It's not just that he was following them, he was commenting on those pictures saying, oh wow, these are cool pictures. I'm not gonna show that because obviously those pictures can't show them on YouTube, right? But someone found that, so I brought it up to Kero. I was like, what's the deal with this? Did you follow this person and did you liked all these images, you commented on all them? What's the deal with that? What's going on? What's the deal with that? And he told me that he just found it fascinating. He found it fascinating. And so I said, well, what do you mean fascinating? Like you're obviously into vor, and he told me several times that he's like, I'm not gonna lie, I am into vor. I said, so why do you like these images? Is this for sexual purposes? And he said, no. He just thinks that they're fascinating. And I was like, you do understand that this is very weird. Coming after all this, you know, why would you not tell me about this? This is weird. And I reminded him again. I said, listen, you told me that you were 100% innocent of everything. And I told you that if you lied to me, it would not be good. And eventually, through talking to him more, come to find out, he is actually interested in real life animals. I had to kind of coax it out of him, you know, but he did eventually tell me that. This is all in voice conversation, so I don't have chat logs or anything, right? So take it as you will, but this is just my story. That's the point of this video. It's my story, right? You can believe what you want, you know? I would never take what I'm saying. If I was you watching this, I would never take this as 100% fact because there's no proof of any of it. But I mean, it's not just that. He also told me that screenshot that he posted of him using a VPN, right? And his hacked Telegram, he told me he got that from the internet. That wasn't an actual screenshot. So that's like strike 2 there. This is how I learned about this. The interface on that screenshot, I don't have it, but you all know what I'm talking about, where he showed that there were different sessions of Telegram, one in Iran. He got that off the internet. That's what he told me. That Android interface was from a different version of Android than he would have been using on his phone. This is all so long ago that it's not all fresh in my head, but nonetheless, he ended up admitting that he got that off the internet to try to make his case look better. Because he told me he didn't know what to do. So he just kind of freaked out and did it. So I mean, that's 2 really shady things, you know? So after talking to him like that and learning that he lied to me multiple times about stuff, you know, even if all of it is false, which it's not, he's definitely into animals. He's definitely into animals, like real life animals. So he's not 100% innocent. He's into that. Now, there's still no hard proof that he ever did anything to an actual animal. There's videos of stuff going around. I have never seen a video that shows his face doing things to an animal. I've seen videos of dogs that look extremely similar to his dog doing crazy things, right? You still can't prove that it's him or his dog, but I mean, after he's lied to me like that, and from that point on, after I've uncovered those lies and he admitted to them, he's just acted shady to me. So I ended up just cutting all communication with him. I stopped talking to him because it was just getting too weird. It was too weird. The Mr. Medicare video was a thing that happened also. He had some very good points while non-stop bashing furries constantly throughout his video, which is kind of dumb, but the points that he made were very good. It was a very good video. That video happened, a lot of things happened. And you know, don't get me wrong, I have yet to see undeniable proof that Kero actually did any of these actions with an animal, but I know that he's into animals, you know? I know that he lied about a bunch of things, so I just don't know what to believe anymore, you know? Now, all the people who like left dislikes on my videos, all the people who on Twitter were like, oh, you defended Kero. What do you think now? Oh, now that he's proven guilty of everything. The only thing he's proven guilty of is being into animals, right? And that's whatever you think about that, that's what you think. I think it's pretty weird. I mean, on one hand, you can't really help what you're attracted to, but on the other hand, what the hell? It's like not okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's just the way he acted about the whole thing was just shady. It was just shady. It made no sense. It made no sense to me. It got to the point where I couldn't even like talk to him anymore and believe what he was saying. I couldn't trust him. So what do you have to say about that, Parker? Well, what I have to say is I never said that he wasn't guilty, ever. I never said that. I said that he might be innocent. That's my whole point. That was my whole point with all my videos. Does this mean that I've lost all credibility? No, it doesn't. Because with every situation that comes up, you have to look at everything. You can't just jump to conclusions. That message is still very important. Because at the time of the initial accusations, when I posted this video, we really didn't know enough to know what was true. With this video, we didn't know enough to know what was true. It's like with the Spoctor situation. I made, like 3 videos about that also? It wasn't until the 3rd video that we had definitive proof that Spoctor was innocent. If we had never found that, all the evidence piled up against him was still shaky. It was still shaky. Nonetheless, you know? Did I get anything wrong? Not really. Kero the Wolf is innocent, parentheses, until proven guilty, you know? Like I've already explained, that's what I said. I didn't say that Kero the Wolf definitively did not do these things. Never said that. He's been proven guilty of being into animals. That's about it. Everything else, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen, is still up for question. But I mean, it's just shady. It's just shady. The whole thing is shady. I just wanted to look back on the whole situation and talk about what happened with this video and why people got all up in arms about it and why it's stupid that they did that, you know, because it is stupid. And just farther explain from my side what happened during this whole situation. So do I think that Kero is guilty of everything? I can't say. I don't know. I don't know if he is, but I do know that he's so shady. He's been so shady about the whole thing. I don't want to interact with him anymore. That's why I stopped talking to him. That's why I cut all communication with him, because he just became really shady out of nowhere about the whole thing, you know? Reacting the way that he reacted, becoming shady and whatnot. Maybe it wasn't him being shady. Maybe he was flustered, didn't know what to do. Like, you know, you can have people accusing you left and right of things, and, you know, maybe part of it is true, but part of it isn't true. But since part of it is true, it makes the rest of it seem kind of true, but maybe it's not true. So you're just flustered and frustrated and you don't know really what to do about it because people are going to believe what they believe no matter what you say. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I can't say. I certainly don't know. You know, I certainly have no clue. I think the lesson here is there's several lessons, but one of the main ones is, first of all, if you have something like this, if you have information about something like this, if you believe actual crime, illegal things may be happening, you don't expose it on Twitter. That's not how you do it. You go to the police. That's what you do. You go to the police and let them investigate. Because once you expose it, it's now almost impossible to figure out what actually happened because there's so much from everyone. It's almost impossible. You don't expose people on Twitter. You go to the police. And if you're gonna go with the expose route, which you should not do, you need to be 100% sure that what you're saying is true. And you need to have undeniable proof to back it up. You can't have shady evidence. This exposed culture does not only pertain to the furry community. It's all over. It's in Hollywood, it's in the government, it's everywhere. People do the same thing. They'll expose people based on almost nothing sometimes. Sometimes it's substantial evidence, right? But sometimes it's nothing. Twitter just takes it and runs with it. And now everyone believes that whatever they've been accused of is true, regardless of how undeniable the evidence is, you know? That's a problem in this society, and most people agree that that is a problem and that it shouldn't be that way. That's why my videos were liked, you know? That's why they were liked much more than disliked. If people didn't agree, my videos would have been dislike bombed. Most of these views here came from outside of my channel because before this point, I didn't really dabble into the furry thing too much at all. That's not what I did. Most of these views probably come from outside of my channel, outside of my main audience. So it's not just my audience agreeing with what I'm saying. This is people who are outside of my audience for the most part, coming from the furry community, because this video was shared around like hell, you know. And also, I think this shows another problem in the furry community. Like, I spilt some water on my table. This video got 100,000 views, basically, right? Kero the Wolf had like 100,000 subscribers at the time, right? But he was treated as a celebrity before all this went down. 100,000 subscribers is nothing. That's basically, I basically have 100,000 subscribers. It's nothing. But people treat these people like celebrities. I think that's bad. That's bad. If Kero the Wolf had 10 million subscribers, maybe treat him like a celebrity, but I think that's a problem in the furry community. People are treated like celebrities with a much lower following than in any other community. You can achieve celebrity status, pop-you-fur status. And I think the furry community is so small, that's why that is the way that it is. It's a tiny little community. And people like to inflate how big it is in their mind, but really it's such a small little thing that has hardly any impact on the outside world at all. No one knows who Kero the Wolf is. No one knows. Only the furries know. That not even all the furries know. There's so many people who've never heard of him. When they were asked at like conventions about Kero the Wolf, they have never even heard of him. Because this is not just the furry community, this is the YouTube furry community, which is even smaller than the furry community as a whole. These people don't matter. They don't matter. None of them matter. They matter. That's not what I'm saying. They matter, but in the grand scheme of the internet, you know, compared to people like PewDiePie, Shane Dawson, so on and so forth, it's like nothing. But we're treating them like celebrities, and then they're getting exposed like celebrities, so on and so forth. It's just a mess. We should probably stop treating people like celebrities when they're not celebrities. It ends up getting into people's heads. I think that's another problem, but that's kind of unrelated. But anyway, that's all there is to that one. I think I've covered everything I need to cover, maybe. I don't know. I'm drunk. I don't have a clue. I just wanted to farther give my perspective on the whole thing now that the dust has settled. Just farther clarify what was happening. Hopefully you understand the situation better. Hopefully if you thought before that I was saying that he was 100% innocent, definitely, it's not true. You just need to watch the video. You can't just read the title of a book and not read the book itself, right? You gotta watch the video, so. That's that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Here's the lovely patrons on your screen right now. Become a patron for just $1 per month. Link down below. Patrons get exclusive access to videos 24 hours early and an exclusive Discord role for patrons only. Oh my gosh, on my Discord server. You can find the Discord server link down below as well. So become a patron today. Yay! There's an exclusive live stream for patrons also. Every month, once a month, exclusive live stream for patrons and channel members. And there's also an exclusive Patreon-only video that is going out once per month for patrons only. A whole video just for patrons. So become a patron today, just $1 per month, to have access to that video. Link down below. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, second channel, Oh What's This? Link down below and in card at the end of the screen. Here's a preview of what you can find on Oh What's This? Thank you for watching, everyone. Goodbye. See you next time.